Okay, right now we're going to look at clay texture and clay tools. The first tool that I'm going to talk about is one that I use a lot. There's two different varieties of it. The one with the silver base is more of a knife tool and it cuts pretty precisely. The one with the copper is more of a wire and it's a little less precise. The one that has the silver on it is really good for hollowing out an object. So if you're making something and you need the inside to be hollow, this would be a good tool to use. So you're going to take your clay and then you're going to take your tool and you can push the tool into the clay and then go around and you will pull out a big chunk of the clay. Another thing that I use this exact tool for is by making divots into a clay project. So this is the tool I used for that. Another tool that you can use is going to be just this pointed stick, okay? You can either use the pointy side or you can use the blunt side. What we use these a lot for is just making holes in a project. The blunt side's going to make bigger ones. The strawberries on this dessert, if you look really closely, have little holes in them, which I use the small part of this to make. And also the graham cracker crust has the holes in them. How I did that texture is I just made a bunch of little holes. And then I took some water, I dipped my finger in the water, and then went over the top of it. Another texture that you can make is like a drip texture, like this, so it looks like a liquid dripping. The way that I do that is if you take a piece of clay and roll it into a coil, and then you're going to put that on your clay, and then you're going to take the water and kind of smooth it out over the top of it. Okay, it looks a little more effective when you're going on the side. Another texture that you can do is if you have a piece of paper and crumple it up, add water to your project, and then go over top of it with the crumpled paper. That's how I got the texture for the top of this. You can also do that with a paper towel and it'll be a little bit lighter of a texture. The last tool that we can use, this one has a pointy side and then a curved side. You can use the curved side to carve little holes out. You can use the pointy side to draw different shapes in. If you're going to be glazing your project, you're going to want to make sure that the marks that you make are pretty deep, otherwise they'll disappear when you glaze them. Last texture, if you take a little bit of clay and dip it in water, or you can put the clay on your project and then get it really wet. You can use a knife to go on top and smooth it out, and it looks like you're spreading like peanut butter or frosting.